Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Whether it is driving a car or cooking or doing any job, we require a teacher. See, even cooking, how to cut the lady's fingers without cutting your finger, that also our mother has to teach us. How to roll the chapati into a globe rather than New Zealand. Isn't it? For every small little thing, we require a teacher. But it so happens, when it comes to thinking, because there are thoughts in our mind, we imagine that we can think. See, there are two types of situations. One, called as the jungle, where trees and plants grow abundantly. And other place is called as garden. There also trees and plants grow. When we go in the jungle, it is frightful, it is disgusting. Wild animals are there, security is a problem, and we want to avoid to go to jungles. But when we go to gardens, we are happy, cheerful, secured. If these two things are clear, let us peep within our own mind. Is our mind a jungle or it is a garden? If our mind is a garden, we will not run away from our mind. If it is a garden, we will not be afraid of our own mind. See? Why we go from one place to another place? One gentleman on a Sunday morning gets up. I don't know what to do. So let me go to my friend. I go to my friend. Hey man, what are you doing? How come you have come? There was no appointment. How come you came in the morning? See, my friend, I was getting so bored, all alone. So I came. Now see, if I am bored of you, it can be understood. But if I am bored of myself, that means how solid bore I must be. And then to get rid of my boredom from me means I don't like my own company. See friends, why I don't like my company? Because it is the jungle. See friends, all of us unknowingly know the freedom from thoughts is the real freedom. And that is why we follow various techniques to get freedom from thoughts. Technique number 1, liquid spirituality. Isn't it? When we take alcohol, what happens? It starts chemically acting on our thinking faculty and we start floating in the air. Isn't it? One day I was in a place where there were coal mines, and these workers have to go deep into the coal mine and 7-8 hours of working there, and they come completely dark, coal and all that. And after they come out, they straight away go to the drinking booth, buy a bottle and drink. Who cares for anybody in this world? So when I was going through that area, one social worker, you know who are social workers? Those who are the failures in their life. They try to improve the society. They are called as the social workers. So, accept anyone among you. So, when he asked me, Swamiji, why don't you, give some talks to these people? They are wasting their money, energy in drinking. They don't take care of their children. They don't take care of their wife or family. All the money that is earned is spent in drinking. Maybe your advice will help them. I said, look here, man, straight away. If I am in their place, working for 8 hours below the ground, like a bullock, after I come out, I don't want to think. I was sufficiently miserable inside. And when I come out, then I think about my wife, my children. Who cares? Now I just want to get rid of my thinking. But the thinking will not stop. Then what do? I take to this liquid spirituality. And when I am in liquid spirituality, all the problems of my mind are dissolved. See? So what that person is doing? Only one thing. He is trying to get freedom from thoughts. One technique. So either we take drinks or we take drugs. See? What exactly happens when the people take drugs? Their thinking faculty becomes numb. See? Like, when we have got, let us take, some kind of disorder, then all the fingers become numb. Even if somebody cuts it, it doesn't make any difference to us. Like, in a very advanced stage of diabetes, even if the finger is cut, it is not perceived by the person. So like that, when they take drugs, their mind becomes numb. It is not available for anything. Bottom line, freedom from thoughts. Third thing, which most of us try to do and fail, is go to sleep. See? Once, I was giving lectures like this, and there were 2 persons sitting next to each other. And one person was sleeping on the shoulder of other person. And I was talking. I don't get disturbed whether somebody is listening or not. How does it matter? I enjoy. So after my talk was over, this man, he came, the one who was not sleeping, because he was suffering. He just wanted to get a little bit away so that fellow will wake up. So he will put his hand and pull him like a pillow and sleep. Now in the lecture he can't do anything, right in the front seat. And I was observing that cinema beautifully and going on, firing my blood. So after the lecture was over, he came, Swamiji, you saw that man was sleeping. Why didn't you wake him up? I said, look here, what for you have come here? For happiness or for misery? For happiness. He was already happy. And you were miserable, therefore you could not sleep. You also go to sleep. See, friends, where from the happiness in sleep comes in our life? That time, are we rich or poor? We are a man or woman. We are healthy or unhealthy. We are educated or uneducated. We are South Africans or South Americans. What are we? We are Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody has no thoughts. And all of us suffer in our life because we are constantly becoming somebody. See, look in your own heart and you will come to discover this truth. We'll do an experiment right away. You have to join wholeheartedly, not with a hole in your heart. Okay? As you are sitting, just close softly your eyes and whatever I tell, do that for 5 to 10 seconds, not long. Okay? Now, according to your gender, you take the role of a husband or a wife. Suppose you are a husband or a wife. Now see what kinds of thoughts come. Stop. Now take the role of brother or a sister according to your gender. Stop. Now take the role of the mother or a father. See what thoughts came in your mind. Now the last one. Take the position of Mr. Nobody. Stop. Now open your eyes and listen. In these 4 experiments we did, when you have become somebody, the related thoughts were gurgling out like volcanoes. See? And when you took the position of Mr. Nobody, no thoughts. And this freedom from thoughts is the experience when you are on the top of the world. Because the world begins when the thoughts begin. See, friends, one day it so happened my toe, big toe, it had some kind of growth. I don't know what it was. So somebody in India, after my lecture, doing namaskar, salutations, and he was a doctor probably. So when he touched my feet, he said, Swamiji, there is something wrong with your toe. There is some growth. What is that? I said, I am growing wise, therefore 6 toes is coming. No, don't make a joke out of it. It is a serious condition. We'll have to operate it. I said, okay, I'll try. He said, no, I am a doctor, I will do it. I said, okay. Straight away from my lecture, we went to his surgery. And he said, it's a very small operation. I'll give local anesthesia and you can see. I said, all right. So he put long needles in my big toe and putting, the anesthetic liquid. After 5-10 minutes, that toe became numb. He said, now are you feeling anything? I said, where? In the heart? No, in the toe. And then I touched. Not feeling that I have touched my toe. Toe was not even receiving any feeling. Then he said, now you can see the operation. Like we take the ice cream scoop, put it into that, and then do that, and the ice cream falls, isn't it? That lump. In the same manner, he took the scalpel, and I was watching that, and he put into that, and like that he took out. See, Swamiji. I said, oh, is it ice cream? Now see, I saw he has done it to my feet. But that particular toe did not belong to me. Mind did not enter there. Therefore, there was no pain. Wherever there is mind, there is pain. When you transcend the mind, there is no pain. To be on the top of the world is to be happy without any reason, unreasonably happy. See? If you are a husband, this is just an example. If you are a husband and you are happy because your wife is good, what is your contribution? 0. If you are a husband and you are happy in spite of your wife, hey, then you are a genius. See, friends. Therefore, to be on the top of the world is to transcend the limitations of thoughts. And for that, we have to learn the art of thinking. Presently, our mind is like a jungle. We don't want a particular type of thoughts, but they will keep on coming. You know, one of the intelligent seekers, like any one of you, went to a Mahatma, a saint, sage, and sir, give me some technique, I can do anything. I have got full control over my mind. Tell me. He said, okay, you go and chant Om Namah Shivaya for 108 times. If you chant without any dissimilar thought, you will have the vision of the Lord. Oh, it is so simple. I can do that. Go. When he went, then he was called, hey, please come. I have forgotten one thing. What is that? When you are chanting Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, that time you should not think about a monkey. Okay? And he went. He started Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. But what is wrong with the monkey? Oh God, again the monkey has come. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. After all, monkey is also God's creation. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. See friends, you try to stop a particular thought coming in your mind, it will come with vengeance. See friends, that is the reason we have to learn this art. It will not happen. See, our attempt is like what? I want to cut this tree completely. So, I have started, first of all, cutting few leaves and pruning some branches. Where I am staying in Benoni, they have pruned the whole tree. So, all the branches, everything is cut. That cutting and pruning will make the roots stronger. The roots will work very hard. And the new leaves will come, new branches will come. And for bringing out the new leaves and new branches, that roots will have to work hard, and as a result, they will go deeper and deeper and become stronger and stronger. So every season, we prune the tree and it becomes more luxuriously growing and stronger, is it not? Exactly this is what is our attempt. To stop the thoughts, we start working. Okay, I will not think about it. And it will come. So what is required? We have to cut the roots of the tree. See? When you cut the roots of the tree, all other branches, etc., you need not prune. See? And this root is called as the right understanding about ourselves, right understanding about the world, right understanding about the God who is sitting above the clouds, packing homeopathic doses of high potency miseries and distributing perfectly. See? And the last thing is the so-called spiritual practice. These wrong notions need to be corrected. And if they are not corrected, we may struggle throughout our life. And then towards the evening of our life, we remain frustrated not. See, when I was young, in my 20s, there was one elderly person. He was a very good singer. Very many places, wherever there is satsanga, bhajan, kirtan, he was the topmost. Without him, nothing will start. And he was called by everybody because he was an elderly person as Guruji, Sir, Guru Maharaj. I used to also call him. And once I came to know that he is not well, so I went to see him. He was something like 80 not out. So when I went to see him, he was staying with his daughter, the only daughter, and he told his daughter, you please go and prepare something for Swamiji and don't come inside till I'll call you. I want to talk something to Swamiji. Anybody who wants to talk to me in private and personal, I get heart attacks. There is nothing except frustration. Our life is like what, you must have done and seen the children. When the first tooth falls, the tongue of the child goes where the tooth is not. And the mother has to tell, don't take your tooth there, that tooth will come out, a very wrong direction. Don't do that. But the child, where the teeth are, there the tongue doesn't go. Where the tooth is not, there the tongue goes. In the same manner, what the Lord has given us, about that we don't talk with our tongue. What He has not given us, that we give. Oh, I'm so miserable. Why? But I am miserable. You are the fittest candidate. See, friends. So when this old man said, I want to talk to Swamiji personally, I said, God, now I have to survive this tragedy. And we were sitting on a sofa set. Me this set, that set. And then he put his head on my lap and started crying, sobbing. My clothes were spoiled. 10-15 minutes I had to suffer silently in a graceful manner, This is my tragedy, I had to be graceful in a tragic experience. So, after his tragedy was explained, he said in his thing, Swamiji, I want to confess. I said, look here, I am not a confectionery, so don't confess anything before me. No. Everybody calls me Guruji and Guru and all that. My whole life I have been singing the glory of the God and Bhajan Kirtan, and everybody considers me as the most important member of the society. But today I tell you, Swamiji, in the heart of my heart, I am totally empty, frustrated. I have not discovered fulfillment and joy. As you can laugh so straight away, even I can't laugh properly. Do you know why? Those who think they cannot laugh, and those who laugh they don't think. When we go many places, give lectures and all that, there will be always few of them. They will be sitting there with their teeth ground together. In one place it happened. It was a school function. And about 2,000 children in the school. It was a school annual function. So each per child, on an average 2.5 to 3 parents, and huge crowd. In India, crowds are big. And I finished my lecture. And right on the front seat, I was on the stage, big stage, and there was one old lady sitting there. Everybody was laughing, even the pendal was moving. But this lady has as if taken a vow, I am not going to laugh. And it became a challenge for me. And I tried my best, but she refuses to laugh. And after my lecture was over, I went down and I said, Mama, you won. I am defeated. You are the one who have really defeated me in my life. Because you did not laugh even once. She took her hanky on her mouth and she spoke. That is not the case, Swamiji. I laughed. But I came for the lecture. When I came to know your lecture is there, directly from the dentist. And it was a new denture. So I was holding. Lest it will come out. So when you laugh, you are happy. When you are happy, you are above the world. See, friends. And for that, what is required is the basic principle that we have to get rid of the thoughts. Doesn't mean become thoughtless, but discover freedom from thoughts. And for that, let us begin. Where from we begin? So every thought has got one of the following origins. See? Either the thought begins from the objective source. See? I look at an object, oh, it's very beautiful, Do I stop there? Perception is followed by projection. See? This is how people fall in love. They don't rise in love. Because one useless boy goes to the garden. Those who go to garden, they are good for nothing. Otherwise, where is the time to go to gardens? So, one useless fellow goes to the garden. He is a boy. It's not only boys are useless, girls are always competing. They are equally useless. So, another useless girl, she goes to the garden. Now, he looks at her, she looks at him. If they go ahead, no problem. But they don't go ahead. They look, perceive, then projection. I think he is the prince of my life. See? And that Dumbo starts thinking, if there is Marilyn Monroe, it is she, it is she, it is she. And then they start projecting. And their own projections engulf their individuality. And they fall because of their own uncontrolled thinking. See, friends, the rule is, if you perceive and don't project, your mind is then like a mirror. What is the difference between a mirror and a photo film? Once, in UK, I went to one cathedral, old, 400-500 years, very old one, and an old type, huge one, and the whole flooring was, below that there were many dead bodies. Whose body was there? It was written there. Body of so and so is lying there. So I used to walk like this, my God. Feel like this. And when I was walking through that whole thing, there was one place, small mirror. So I went and stood there. Then my friend asked me, Sanji, what are you looking at? I said, I am looking at this mirror and just thinking, how many people this mirror must have seen? If we go and ask him, in last 400 years, can you tell me your autobiography of a mirror? Friends, mirror does not have history. Mirror is always in the present. See? Imagine in your album, instead of your photos, if we put a mirror, can there be a history for the mirror? No. Can there be a past for the mirror? No. Then the mirror state is the state when we are in utter present. And how to remain in the utter present? This is the technique. Perceive the world, but don't project. See? The world begins after projections. When we only perceive the world, there is no problem. I look at her, she is not a problem. My vision is not a problem. I am not a problem. I look at her and go ahead. No problem. But I look at her. I like her. Then I want to have friendship. Then I develop friendship. Then I come to know that I am deceived. Then I become frustrated. Who started the whole cinema? We started. See, friends. Therefore, this is a very simple practice. Live in this world in the utter present. When we start living in the utter present, We are on the top of the world because, be very attentive, with reference to the present alone, past exists. With reference to the present alone, the future exists. We cannot exist any time other than in the present. See, I cannot talk yesterday, I cannot talk tomorrow, I can talk now. All our experiences are always necessarily, without any choice, in the present. But we are also not less. We drag the past and spoil the present. See? Once there was a marriage somewhere in India, and in India, marriage means it's a gala, celebration. And if it is properly in Bombay, Bollywood, it is a typical Bollywood type of marriages. So I have to go to attend marriages, although I never got married. I get myself fulfilled by attending somebody else's marriage. This is the secret of my happiness. One lady asked me this question. Swamiji, what is the secret of your happiness? I said, look here. I am happy in the happiness of others. How simple it is. How can you be happy in the happiness of others? I said, take for example. When people get married, that time they are happy. Yes. Then I am also happy. Therefore, I go only for the marriage ceremony. After that, I don't go. Life is very simple. So, when I went for a marriage, and after, that cinema, video shooting and all kinds of things they do, my interest is only food. So I went and collected the type of food I wanted and sat in a place, and now I am going to bounce on that. That time one old lady came. Swamiji, what are you doing? I said, I am taking food. You have come to see this marriage? I said, yes, I have come to see. How did you like the girl? I said, I had not come for the girl, I come for food. Swamiji, and she started crying. Anybody who starts crying, I feel like throttling. We are in this world to celebrate life. When we calibrate, we suffer. Don't calibrate, celebrate life. How we calibrate? We go on counting all our good and bad times. And thus we develop a huge pile of our own past. And then we are not on the top of the pile of the past, but we are buried under our own past. So she said, Swamiji, what happened? After seeing this girl, I am reminded of something and I am feeling very bad. I said, maybe you are remembering your marriage and regrets. No. Then what happened? You want to get married again? I am not available. Swamiji, I'll tell you, I am reminded of my daughter. I said, why she got married? No, then she must be lucky, because in this world there are only two types of people, married and happy. There is no third category. See? So she said, no, she died. I said, when? Yesterday? No, when she was 6 months old. Now imagine, that lady was carrying the load of her misery of that child which died at the age of 6 months. Now this is an old lady. How many years it must have happened? At least 25, 30 years. And she doesn't want to give up that. And then we say, I don't know, nobody likes me. Who likes a crying face? See? Your makeup is not complete unless you wear a smile. It's very important. When you smile, your face value increases. See? See, friends. But whenever we go all the time, disgusting. See, God has not created out of frustration. See, Upanishad says, Anandadheva khalvimani bhutani jayante, anandena jatani jivanti. This world is an expression of bliss. The blisters that we gather is our creation. See, friends, why this happens? Because we refuse to remain in the present. So, to be on the top of the world is to be in the present. Then what is to be done? Never talk about your past and never ask anybody about their past. See? It's very important. Or else everywhere we go, I am so and so, I had done this thing, I had done that. Who cares? See, friends, you know why the old people are not accepted in the younger group of people? Only for this reason. Oldies always talk about their past experiences. When we were children, who cares? We were children. But the oldies have nothing except the past, and the youngsters are looking for the future. See? But we don't understand, nobody is interested in our past. Everybody is concerned about their own future. When we don't understand this principle, we are all the time talking about the past. During our days, it was like that. Now everything has changed. You know, one old man, he was talking to a youngster. During our time, we used to go to the market, take only maybe a handful of money, and we used to get a gunny bag full of things. Now the world has changed. We go with a gunny bag full of money, we get only a handful things. So that child said, you must be going and buying grass. Now when you go and buy a small mini recorder or a laptop, it will cost you your all fortune and it will be a small thing. That doesn't mean it is less. See, friends, let us not bring the past for any reason. This is the simplest way to remain young. See, the moment we start talking about our past, understand we are victimized by our own old age. You know what are the signs of old age? Number one, when a person has got answers to all the questions, but nobody asks him any question. The second sign of old age is when we stop learning in our life. See, if you want to keep yourself young, keep on learning something or the other. Doesn't matter whether you use or not. Once I said this thing in some lecture somewhere, and one old man, he met me sometime somewhere, I don't remember the place. He was a Sindhi gentleman talking the Sindhi language. So he said, Swamiji, in your that lecture you told to remain young, we should learn, keep learning. So I have decided, now I am learning Sanskrit. Instead of all the languages, why Sanskrit? No, they say that in heavens they talk Sanskrit. So after I die, I should know the Sanskrit language. Therefore I am learning. I said, Papa, you are really very intelligent. But let us think also of the options, you know. Software means thinking of all the options. I said, let us think about the option. What is the option? Option is, suppose, I don't wish, but suppose you go to hell instead of heaven, then, he said, then I know Sindhi. See, let us keep the process of learning intact. you will be fit in the today's times. Rather than getting surprised about everything. And if you are really in the process of learning, you will all learn computers. And if you learn computer, you will know the art of being on the top of the world. See, this language which I will be using now will be the language of computers. There, the whole language is a binary language, isn't it? 0 and 1. There is no third digit. In this world also, there are only 2 digits, 0 and 1. When the 0 is before 1, it has no value. When the 0 is after 1, it is valuable. It is a game of these 2 digits, 0 and 1. 0 is absence and 1 is presence. We all go through these 2 kinds of experiences. Our waking experience as now, our dream experience as in dreams, is the experience that everything we experience as existing. See? The bench is existing, the camera is existing, you are existing, the lights are existing, everything. In between, there is nothing. There is nothing. Even the nothing is existing. So, in our waking and the dream experiences, we all have the experience of everything as existing, existing, existing. One, one, one. Then we also have the experience of deep sleep. In the deep sleep, our experience is of nothing. See? That time, we are neither rich nor poor, neither man nor woman, neither beautiful nor awful. See? There is the experience of utter absence. So what is our total life? Our total life is this binary. Something is recognized as present and that thing is also recognized as absent. See, for example, what is on my hand? A remote control. I take it out. Now what is on my hand? Remote control is not there. So earlier your mind was conditioned by the presence of the remote control. When I asked what is there? Nothing. Nothing means what? Now the remote control is not there. So everything in this world we recognize as is well as is not. See, friends, don't we say you are very conspicuous by your absence in that gathering. See, even the absence makes us conspicuous. So, these are the 2 experiences wherein we get tied up. To be on the top of the world is to go beyond presence and absence, beyond existence and non-existence. See, friends, in computer language, many people ask me, Swamiji, where do you stay? So I tell them, I stay in a cyberspace. Cyberspace. What is your address? www.justbehappy.org. Then how can we contact you? Anubhavananda@yahoo.com. Now try to find me out where I am. But I am coming in contact with you. Is cyberspace a space? But don't we use it? And it is useful. Get this point. When we have a new computer, 320 gig hard disk, and you keep on adding the data, I keep on adding, this 1 or 2 gig files all the time after every lecture. And once I forgot about it, went on adding, and at about 12 o'clock at night, that fellow was not accepting any files. Space is not enough, space is not enough. So what happened? If I had added more files, maybe the laptop should become heavy, so I lifted. It was not heavy. Then where the files have gone? See? And thereafter, then I thought what could be done. Then I remembered, actually I think I should delete the files. Then more space will be made. So I deleted the files. Immediately 150 gig available. Good, I added. So when the 150 gigs were removed, again I lifted, it has not become light. So addition of the data and the removal of the data does not make anything to the computer, but that the data is useful. Be very attentive. Because something is useful, it is not real. See friends, this is the basic thing to be understood, to be on the top of the world. See, for example, these longitudes and latitudes on the globe. I remember my, worries used to be always funny worries throughout my life. Now also my worries are very funny worries. People are, I am little worried. Why little? If you have to worry, worry wholeheartedly. So my worry used to be as a child that how they must have drawn these latitudes and longitudes on the globe. And I used to get lost in that thinking. And as a child I used to think, they must have taken a very big brush. And they must have gone with the aeroplane, like that, and one line. And I used to feel so good, now one problem is solved. But again the question will come, but there is not land everywhere, there is water. And then what will happen to the paint? It can't be water paint. Then it has to be oil paint. These kinds of worry I used to have. And then again, but when the plane is going like that, the globe is moving, it will not go exactly, it will go like this. Then what is to be done? See friends, longitudes and latitudes, these are imaginary lines. They are useful, but does not mean they are. Husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, father, these are the virtual realities. They are useful, but they are not real. The moment you understand this, you are on the top of the world. See, friends, and we are all miserable only because of this. See, once I was in UK probably, after my lectures were over, there I was talking on some topic, I don't remember. And after it was a retreat for 5 days retreat. So there was one lady who came from Germany to attend the retreat. After 2-3 days, she said, we used to go for a walk on the seaside, very beautiful. And she said, Swamiji, had you come in my life 30 years before, I would not have divorced 3 times. I said, why? Now I realize that it was my mistake. I said, anyway, you asked me a question, I have replied whatever I had to. Now, for my general knowledge, because I am always having peculiar worries, my general knowledge, you answer my question if you don't mind. Okay, you ask. I said, when you were first time married, you were wife number 1. Then you divorce. What happened to that wife number 1? Where she has gone? Then you got second time married. Then wife number 2. So, is there any relation between wife number 1 and wife number 2? Then third time you tried. Then wife number 3 was born. So, with every marriage, a new wife was born. Was that wife a reality? So when you divorce, that time that wife died? Or what happened? Where she has gone? Has she gone with the husband? Think. These are all virtual reality. They are not real. And what is the virtual reality? What is an illusion? That which appears in a given set of conditions, that is an appearance. And that appearance is not real. See, friends, if those conditions are not fulfilled, that experience cannot exist. See? Now apply this principle. This waking world that we are experiencing, and we write our autobiography of a Dumbo. We keep on writing. I was born so and so. Nobody has ever experienced one's own birth. Nobody has created his own body. Our body never listens to us. When we want that body to become fat, you eat the whole buffalo, you will continue to be a bamboo stick. And there are people who don't want to become fat. They look at the ice cream picture and then put on 2 kilo weight. See? So the body is neither created by us nor listens to us, and yet we continue to call ourselves body. See, friends? And the moment we have identified with this body as I, then only the gross world comes into existence. See, friends? So the experience in the gross world which makes us happy or miserable is a conditional experience. It is not the absolute experience. And this conditional, illusory appearance of the world is taken to be real. And then in this virtual reality, we get buried. See, friends, therefore we have to come to cognize this principle. How many times we have seen the dreams? In every dream there was a fresh dreamer. It was not the same dreamer who was dreaming every dream. In the same manner, in every waking experience there is a fresh waker. There is no relationship between yesterday's I and today's I. But what we do, we take all these small I's and join them together with a continuous thread of conscious experience and create an illusion of an ego. And what is an ego? Ego is the summation of our total past. And that load of our ego we carry on our head, and therefore we are not on the top of the world. To be on the top of the world, we have to drop this ego. See, if you ask anybody, these experiments I do, when I go throughout the world, people come and keep on talking all kinds of unwanted things. So I have now discovered, the various techniques myself. So the best way is to ask somebody, hey, where are you from? Tell me something about you. You are very attractive. I don't know who are you. I don't know. I am feeling very close to you. Tell me something about you. Actually, that fellow wanted to talk only about him. Nothing else. Then he will start, I was there, I was born in Madagascar, and then I did like this thing, and then I went to Africa, Madagascar to Africa, and then I did, continuously talking, and then, we met here on the airport. I was so happy that you are taking interest in me, and you ask about me. Really? Then what happened? Then I told you about me. Then what happened? The moment you come in the utter present, you have nothing to talk. See, friends, that is why wise people keep their mouth shut. Otherwise, people keep on blabbering. You must have seen in these matches, whether football matches, soccer matches, or the tennis matches. When a proper shot is hit and they jump. See? Next time it goes flop, disgusted. They are not enjoying life. They are suffering their victory. Life is not meant for suffering. Let us celebrate every moment of our life. And victory has no meaning without defeat. Health has no meaning without disease. Life has no meaning about death. Riches have no meaning without poverty. Wisdom has no meaning without foolishness. See, friends, but we are imagining life should be only one-sided. See, everything should be good, good, good. Impossible. This world is made out of a thread, out of the threads which go crisscross. They don't go in one direction. This is how is the fabric of the world. So we have to accept it as it is. And when we start accepting as it is, what will happen, with every experience, we will learn. And when we learn from every experience of our life, we grow wise with every experience. And if we grow wise, we don't grow old. See, friends, because wise people know when to talk, what to talk, and more than that, what not to talk. See, friends, therefore it is a very simple technique to remain young throughout life. Let us keep the process of learning from every experience of our life. Then see what a wisdom it means. We all have learned from our childhood experience. When we put our hand with the fire, we got burnt. Everyone, sometime or the other. Now from that we have learned that fire burns. We don't have hatred for the fire, is it not? Because we have learned. Then after learning, we don't question why the fire is hot. We accept the fire is hot and then relate ourselves in the knowledge and wisdom that the fire is always hot, therefore interact with the fire in such a manner that the burning ability of the fire is to our benefit. That is wisdom. In the same manner, when we are interacting with the world, with the people, with the things, with the situations, and if we learn from that, we will not complain, we will not question, but we will learn how to deal with a given situation. See, friends, when South Africans come to India, they are always surprised. Here you all people follow the rules. When there is a red light, you stop. When there is a green light, you go. But in India, we believe more in consciousness than in the ordinary life. Because Indians live in consciousness. See? There may be red light, but there is nobody. Why waste time? Naturally waste time. So when we are living in this world and we learn from our own experiences, we will grow wise. So once I went from some countries to India, and I was telling, I said, look here, here people, they just jump the red lights and go. But in other countries, they observe the traffic rules. So my friend said, Swamiji, when you are in Rome, you have to behave like Romans. When you are in America, you have to wash dishes. See? He said, here, if there is a red light and you stop, some will come from behind and push you. So here the wisdom is, then when you are here, you should adapt yourself to that place. Don't go on questioning why this happens. See? This one particular thing I learned from a child. I went to somebody's house for food breakfast as usual. And we were taking breakfast. Me, my friend, his wife and his only son, 4 of us. And when we are taking something, Some phone came and my friend has to go immediately. He said, Swamiji, you'll excuse me, please continue. I'll come or maybe late, don't mind. I said, no, as long as I get food, I have no problem. Go. So he went. Now when he went, the wife got an opportunity. Swamiji, it is not a complaint, but I want to ask you a question. I said, naturally, I am eating, I can't run away, talk. Swamiji, my husband is good, everything, but, what is that but? He is so angry, I get fed up of his anger. What should I do? So, I was, enjoying my food. Then the son who was sitting, about 8 years, small child, he was coming for my morning lectures on Keno Upanishad. It's a very deep subject, and he used to come and sit right in the front, and without a moment, single-pointedly listen everything, And he said, Swamiji, can I answer this question? I said, wonderful, you have taken my load, you please answer. Then he told his mother, Mummy, Swamiji told us in the class. He mentioned that mantra. He said, Swamiji told that mantra. Swamiji, say that mantra. I said, this mantra told that everything is Brahman. Everything is God. Didn't he tell? Yes. Why don't you look at Daddy as an angry brand of God? See how beautiful it is. If we learn from our experiences, we grow wise. And wise are those, gatasuna gatasuscha nanusochanti panditaha. Wise are those who never grieve, who never complain because somebody dies or somebody doesn't die. We complain for both. When somebody dies, oh God, why that young child was lifted, but this old lady is still there. See? We are not miserable only because somebody dies. We are also miserable because somebody doesn't die. Therefore, as we start living in the light of this understanding, we will come to this simple conclusion. Living in the present cheerfully and happily is all the spiritual practice that is possible and that should be done. Mind remains absolutely free. And be very attentive. You do not function thereafter on a logical scale of thinking. Logic is a catch created by the mind for us to be miserable. See? Through logic and reason, no problem is solved. When you transcend the logic and reason, all problems are dissolved, not even solved. See? This is how the wise people live in the same world where you and me are living. They are functioning on the same time scale. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 30 days a month, same time scale. But they are living in the utter present as a result. They are no more influenced by the past or worried about the future. See, what is a worry? Worry is a struggle to solve the non-existing problems of the future. Once we are going somewhere by bus and very Himalayas deep, right on, towards the top, and our bus was going deep down in the valley. The lady who was sitting, Swamiji, suppose our bus goes down, what will happen? I did not reply. Again, you are not replying my question. I said it will not be required. Once we go down, all cinema over. Why hurry? See? But we keep on solving the problems which do not exist. See, friends. And this is the reason we disrespect the present. This disrespect for the present is a tug of war of our life. Imagine you are a husband, you have got 2 wives, and one wife is pulling you with one leg on one side and other is pulling you with other leg other side, what will be joy for you? Exactly this is what happens. Our mind is pulling us either in the past or in the future. And you know why? Because mind cannot survive in the utter present. The diet for the mind is either the past memories or the future worries. Mind cannot survive. And who wants one's annihilation? Therefore, either we keep on remembering, see, and such people who are all the time living in the past or worrying about the future, they are constantly talking to themselves and they call themselves, I am sentimental. Do you know what is the meaning of sentimental? Like we got centimeter, afterwards it becomes a meter. Similarly, sentimental, afterwards it becomes mental. Sentimental person is the one who talks to himself or herself, but others don't hear. Mental person is the one also talks to himself or herself, but others also hear. Then we say mental. We are all in the making of mental. See how much we talk to ourselves. Once, I was going by car somewhere, and in the parallel lane there was another car that mother was driving, and the son was sitting in his chair, child chair. And there, after sitting, he was playing cricket. Like that. So I was watching that child and enjoying. So my friend said, Swamiji, see how much he is imagining. I said, don't blame him. We do the same thing. We imagine. To whom are you talking? To yourself. Stop talking to yourself. You are on the top of the world. See? Maximum we talk to ourselves. We only ask, you must have done this or gone through this experience. When you go through the immigration, although you have got a visa, etc., everything is perfectly all right. But 3-4 people ahead of you, one person was rejected, he was questioned, and he was, shouted at, and he was pushed, security came and took him away. Then you start talking, if you ask me this question, I say like this. So you prepare the answers and questions and answers and questions and answers and questions, and you go and stand there, and you bring out the best of you. And you are all prepared to answer all the questions. He doesn't ask you a single question. Go. During that short gestation period of 10-15 minutes or half an hour, how tense and miserable we were. That time we were at the bottom of the world. And who took us? Our own mind. Therefore, to be on the top of the world is to transcend the mind. Learn these techniques of the mind. These are the catches, snare, net that the mind throws on. Trust anybody in this world. Don't trust your mind. See, Bhagavad Gita says, Atmaiva Atmano Bandhu Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. Our mind is our best friend and our mind is our worst enemy. When the mind is under absolute control, it is the best friend. But when the mind takes control of us, he is the worst enemy. And this inimical state of the mind is the state when the mind is non-stop projecting. So mind has got two functions. One is perception. Second is projection. Perception function is a healthy function, required function for life. Projection is the function unhealthy and requires to be corrected. So to be on the top of the world is to transcend the limitation of the mind. And when we transcend the limitation of the mind, then we come to know that all those things because of which we have become miserable were not worth becoming miserable. See, we all have gone through good and bad experiences. Take any worst experience in your life. That time, what was the condition of yourself? How miserable we felt, as if it is the cul-de-sac. It is the end of our life. But now when we look back, we think, oh, it was nothing. See, friends. Therefore, the estimation of any situation, whether it is grave or not grave, depends on the quality of your mind. If your mind is absolutely equanimous mind is the mind which has got the highest potentiality to negotiate through all the turmoils of life. But the mind which is like a touch me not. Somebody says, you are beautiful, start floating in the air. The other says, you are dumb, constantly buffeted by the comments of the world. Because we are not confident about our own being. In this manner, when we start cultivating and planting beautiful thoughts in the land of our mind, it becomes a garden. But our mind, if it is carrying the uncontrolled growth of the past, uncontrolled weeds of the future, then our own mind becomes a jungle. And then we are afraid of our own mind. One day, one lady came to me in Bombay and she asked me one question. She used to come and help me a lot. She will come and take care of my house, clean the whole thing, and thereafter, change the bed sheets and wash the dishes. She used to regularly do it. And one day she says, Swamiji, I have never asked you a question. You also never tell me. Can you tell me something about me? Am I going on the right direction? She was of a nature, she used to help everybody. Anybody comes her way or doesn't come her way, she will go out of the way and help that person. That was her nature. So I said, Mama, you ask me, but you have invited trouble. If you draw your question, you will be happy. No, I want to know. I said, okay, are you ready to listen? Yes. So when I tell you two conditions, condition number 1, no discussions. Condition number 2, no argument. Agreed? Yes. So after I tell you, the topic is over. Okay. I said, you are running away from yourself. That is why you keep yourself busy and occupied with one or the other excuse. Start exposing yourself to yourself. Give it a chance. 5 minutes, remain as nobody. Then slowly increase. Make it 10 minutes. Make it 15 minutes. Then we understand what is the meaning of the art of thinking. Then we can employ the mind and be on the top of the world. Now the mind is employing us. And the mind is on the top of the world. And we are the slave of our own mind. See, friends. Therefore, it is a choice given to us. What is the choice? This example the other day I gave somewhere. When we crossed the immigration, that time they gave us a form to fill in. And all the questions in the form are dumb questions, if you read them. Are you a member of an active terrorist organization? Yes or no? Who will write yes? But they write a question. Are you a criminal? No. Were you in prison? No. Did you kill somebody? No. No, Guruji. In the same manner, when we were pushed in this world, through the immigration, we were all given a form with only one question by the Lord. And He said in that question, you are entering the most miserable arena called as the world. No question. Do you want to be miserable? Yes or no? We tick mark, yes. And here we are. Friends, to be miserable or not to be miserable is our choice. We are all miserable by choice. If you refuse to be miserable, God will fail. But we are very nice people. We cooperate with everybody. So misery comes, we cooperate. Come. See, I am staying here with Arvind Bhai. Now he is giving me all comforts, everything nice. I go back to India. Somebody says, Swamiji, I am going to South Africa. What is the best place you can tell me? Oh, you go to Arvind Bhai. He is very nice. Is it not? Now the other way around. Suppose he starts troubling me. When I go to take bath, he switches off the water and I am with the soap on, know what to do. When I start taking food, he puts lot of chilies and no salt, something like that. And every time there is a trouble. Next time somebody asks me, you go anywhere, don't go to Arvind Bhai. In the same manner, when miseries come to our life, we become miserable. That misery goes away and she meets another Miss Misery. Hey, what is the best place to go? Go to Swamiji. He very much lovingly receives you. You refuse to be miserable. Nobody can make you miserable. This is the meaning of yoga given in Bhagavad Gita. Normally in the whole world, this yoga is so wrongly mistaken. Yoga means what? Twisting the body and not straightening the mind. The problem is not with the body, the problem is with the mind. So this is a very simple technique. Gita says, when the arrival of the miseries do not make us miserable, then we are practicing yoga. What does it mean? When you are practicing yoga, that does not mean miseries will not come. Miseries will come. But you will refuse to be miserable. That is the real practice of yoga. See, friends, in this manner, when we become extremely aware that all these are the tricks of the mind, and the mind's tricks are only the virtual reality, not the actual reality. All experiences are only virtual experiences, not real experiences. One example will make it clear. I am thinking that I am seeing you. You are thinking that you are seeing me. But this is a bluff. What is exactly happening is, the light is falling on every object, it is getting reflected, and what you are seeing is the reflected light, first. Second thing, that shape on which the light is reflected, that shape is forming an image on your retina, which is caught by the mind, which is bathing in the light of the consciousness. So what we are seeing is only the image. Like in the computer, the data is just an image. When we add the data, the weight does not increase because it is not a solid reality. And when we delete the data, the weight doesn't decrease because nothing is lost. In the same manner, so many good and bad experiences have come and gone. We are the same. Childhood has come, stayed, gone. Along with the childhood, the child body has disappeared. Teenage has come, teenager is born, that also has gone. The middle age has come, the middle-aged fellow has born, he has also gone. But there is one entity, it has never changed. To remain in tune with this uncorrupted, support of all the corrupted experiences is to be on the top of the world. See, friends, all our impressions on the mind, they are not real. Let us not give any value to that. Neither the friendship is real, nor the enmity is real. Neither the love is real, nor the hatred is real. Neither the gain is real, nor the loss is real. It is only in the mind. See, friends, in one text, this example comes. There was a person who was told by some mischief monger that, hey, I received a message that your son died in USA. The moment he got this message, he started crying, frustrated, phoned, some nearby person with whom he was staying. I heard this, and the phone was lifted by his son. He said, no, Dad, I am here very much alive. I am not going to die unless I kill you. So, he became miserable where only when a wrong message was planted in his mind. No other example is given. Somebody dies and he is having a party, but he doesn't know. So although the death has occurred, but it is not included in the mind. See, when it is included in the mind, then only it exists, otherwise it doesn't exist. Like we have got many windows on our screen. That window which is activated, only in that window you can operate, is it not? If that is not activated, you can't operate. In the same manner, our mind is constantly opening millions of windows, sometimes this window, sometimes this window, and we are totally an open book to the whole world, frustrated, dejected, disgusted. Therefore, let us go out of this mind and come to discover all the experiences gathered by the mind are only illusory, they are not real. The real experience is our own being, which has no beginning, which has no modification, which has no end. None has ever experienced birth. None has ever experienced change. You all must have experienced this thing for the first time. When a child comes and asks, Auntie, what is the time, please? You get the first shock of your life. Oh God, don't call me Auntie. Because the child is seeing, we have not experienced that we are grown up. Then the second shock we get. For the first time, when somebody addresses Grandpa, can you get, don't call me Grandpa. It is true, because we are not experiencing that we are growing. So our real experience is neither we have experienced birth, nor growth, nor we have ever experienced our death. Remaining in tune with this eternal divinity is to remain on the top of the world. And the technique is, like if you fall in the waters, you take the support of the same water and get out of the water. If you fall on the floor, you take the support of the same floor and get up. In the same manner, if we are caught up by the mind, take use of the same mind and transcend the mind. Like the pole vault jump, we take the pole, run, fix it in the soil, go right up where we could not have gone our own, and after we reach the height, we don't carry the pole to the next side. We throw it away. This is the way to be on the top of the world. And when we are on the top of the world, our vision is totally different. See, at the base of a hillock, there are 4 people standing at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock positions. Everybody thinks, my way is the only way. 12 o'clock fellow says, unless you follow my path, you will not reach God. The 3 o'clock person says the same thing. And the gap between them, the fighting between them is so strongly going on. But those who did not fight on the way but started climbing, and when they come nearer to the peak, the differences start becoming narrowing, and when they reach the top, all the differences disappear. In the same manner, when we look at the world from the top of the world, you will see this world is most beautiful. Everything is perfect in this world. There is nothing wrong. And then we come to know this is a big drama, a mega drama going on. And when we see the drama, what for we see the drama? For a time pass. Nothing to achieve. Be very attentive. I am coming to the conclusion. Yesterday we went to see my most favorite movie. What was that movie? Ice Age 3. I am following them. I started from the first, Ice Age 1, Ice Age 2 and Ice Age 3. Similarly, my other favorite movie, if you have not seen, you have wasted your life. The movie is Kung Fu Panda. Have you seen? If you have not seen, you have wasted your life. The secret is brought out so beautifully over there. So when I go to people ask, Swamiji, you are a Swami, how come you go for a movie? I said, do you agree that I am more studied than you? Or you have studied more than me? All Upanishad, all Veda, all Gita, all everything, have you studied? No. So then when I tell something about the scriptural authority, you accept me? Yes. I said, then I tell you, on the authority of the scriptures, there is no mention anywhere in our scriptures that a Swami should not see Madagascar. Then why do you go? Time pass. See? You know, we are a questionable personality. People are normally okay, but the moment they look at us, they remember questions, you know. And they start questions. So the best way is to time pass, go and see the movie. So we see the movie for a time pass, not to achieve anything, not to lose anything. In the same manner, live in this world as a time pass. As you have come here for a time pass, I have come here for a time pass. And when we pass the time happily, we are on the top of the world. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari